Hello everyone, welcome to this new Friday sort of feature that we're doing while we can't get together to play. And it's something, to be honest with you, we talked about doing this anyway, because we are now effectively into the 10th anniversary of our first album, the first Harp and a Monkey album, the self-titled record, which actually, it had gone out in sort of early January to February of 2011 for reviews, and you know it was doing well actually. You know, it got some very good reviews, and it helped that we'd licensed it to quite a sort of in folk terms quite a well-known and sort of highly regarded label at the time called the Folk Police label, that was based in Manchester. And so what I want to do is we're going to sort of each week take you chronologically through each of the tracks. I'm going to talk a little bit about what inspired that song, and then we're going to play you the song itself, and some of the footage, some of the versions we'll play you as the weeks go by. You might well have not seen before. Actually, there's bits from live performances that we've never actually sort of shown before. So the opening track on the album is actually, interestingly enough, the very first song we wrote as Harp and a Monkey. I mean, we started Harp and a Monkey back kind of 2008 into 2009, with a view to sort of doing something. We wanted to do something more folky, rootsy, but that still had a sort of modernish feel to it. Bits of electronica, field recordings, found sounds, and the Soldier Song was the first song we actually completed, and I suppose in some respects it became a bit of a template for where we went subsequently. I don't know why we called it the Soldier Song. We always called it the Reluctant Soldier, but it went on the album as the Soldier Song for some reason. And the Reluctant Soldier would have made more sense in a way, because the song was inspired by the death in the summer of 2009 of a guy called Harry Patch from Somerset Way. And Harry was the last last surviving British serviceman who'd actually fought out on the Western Front in the First World War. And Harry was a conscript. He hadn't wanted to fight. He'd been forced to fight, and in 1917, he'd been sent out to Belgium to fight in the Battle of Passchendaele, and it was his first battle, and he was wounded in it. So it was inspired by the story of Harry and this idea. We wanted to sort of get the story of the First World War is so kind of lacking in nuance, and people always sort of live with this idea of, everybody rushed off to take part and they were all innocent, sort of. Well, initially, yeah, there was a massive rush of enthusiasm for it, but that died off incredibly quickly. And by very early, sort of in 1915, sort of, less than 12 months into the war, people were not volunteering. So the British government did something it had never really done before, which was it brought in conscription, forced people to fight. So that's the idea behind the song, and there's some audio in there of a veteran of the Royal Naval Division who took part in the Battle of Passchendaele, talking about the conditions to give it some sort of substance, root it in the period, and give it some real atmosphere. And it's a song we used to start off every single gig we played in the early years. We always started with that song, and it set quite a dark but intense mood. I think a lot of our early concerts, as indeed this album perhaps, was quite a dark record. And over the years we maybe kind of lighten things up a little bit with, as the more concerts you play, the more you realise you need perhaps a bit more light and shade in what you're doing. But I think I love the mood. There is a mood to this record, and and there was a mood to all those early concerts, and the Soldier Song really set that mood. So what you're going to watch Now you're going to watch a version of it, and it is one that we actually put out as a kind of promo for the album and, you know, of the song itself. So it's from a concert we did, oh gosh, it must have been, you know, around about 2011, 2012, somewhere around that, in Doncaster. And I can't remember the name of the place, but you went in sort of to a bar in the town centre, and there were some stairs going down, and when you went down into sort of the cellar, there was a room with a stage where they put on concerts, and that's where we filmed it, playing in there. And then Andy, I think Andy put that video together, if I remember rightly, and Andy fed in some footage from the First World War into the video itself, and how it went into the world. So yeah, you're going to watch the Soldier Song, The Reluctant Soldier, as it should be called. If we ever redo this, you know, if we ever repress this, I might rename some of them how they should have been named in the first place. But this is the Soldier Song, and I hope you enjoy it. And next week we will continue working our way through the record. Take care.
There was no chance of getting wounded and getting a blighty one at Passchendaele. You'd either get through or die. Because if you're wounded and you slip off the duck boards, you just sank into the mud.
The old barbed wire, I saw them hanging on the old barbed wire.
Falling the decomposed bodies of humans, mutants.
I can hear the sound of guns like thunder at my door. And I would walk 1,000 miles to hear that sound no more.
There was an up to your right and up to your left. And the face would go off.
I don't want to go where the soldiers go. I don't want to go. I don't want to know why they're marching rows. I don't want to know, 'cause I don't want to go where the soldiers go. To foreign fields where they turn cartwheels and they die in rows. I don't want to go where the soldiers go. To poppy fields where they turn cartwheels and they lie in rows. I don't want to go where the soldiers go. I don't want to go. I don't want to know why they march in rows. I don't want to know, 'cause I don't want to go where the soldiers go.
saw them hanging on the old barbed wire.